Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this past week's trades and the weekly recap. Before I get into the recap, I just want to say I did finish with 16 wins and 5 losses for a win rate of 76.19%. Below my 80% weekly goal, but the way the week started off, I started off very, very bad. So I was happy to recover and actually have come close to 80%. So I am very satisfied with the way the week did turn out, especially the way it started out. Also, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and hit the like button because these videos take a long time to make, and the purpose of making these videos is so you guys understand the mindset and the process of why I took the trades and what I did and my thoughts and stuff like that. So any support is much appreciated. So with that also said, you can go on Twitter and you can see the timestamps of the calls. And also, for those that are new, the Trade Ideas channel, which I have in the room, every morning I post a couple, 2 or 3 ideas that open for what I'm looking at. They hit, they hit, they don't, they don't. Then I just adjust and try to post throughout the day. But sometimes things just happen, or I notice things last minute and I don't have time to post. So, or things are just moving too fast, or news, or whatever. So, okay, to get started with, like I said in the beginning of the video, that Monday started out very, very rough. So, started out with 3 losses on Monday. Let's see. Monday is the 20th. Now, I'm looking at this massive gap down, thinking 440. Well, actually, technically, we were at like 441, and we're opening up at 434. So we're $7 down. I thought for sure we were going to have a massive dead cat bounce, but we did catch the opening. I did grab 437 calls at 96 cents, and they went to $1.51. So we had a nice opening play. I was not expecting it to dump more. I was expecting it to have one of those days like we had on let's see, I think it was Thursday. Yeah, I was expecting to have one of these kind of days, just going and going and going with no pullback, but that just didn't happen. And I even said in the Trade Ideas room Monday morning, let me see. I said Monday morning, I said SPY calls over 436, SPY puts under 433, and it hit right here. I like to buy it before it breaks, so, and that's what I end up doing, because if you end up buying right at the break, you have these big, massive moves, and you're just chasing these. But I did grab it right there at open at 932. So that worked out well. Then I kept buying calls because I know I even saw this descending pattern right here, but I just had in my head, okay, we're already down $7. I can't imagine we're going to go down even more. But I shouldn't have had that mentality, thinking that SPY can't go down any more than what it did, but it just did. So I was on the wrong side of that. I kept trying to play the bounce. I probably was the only person doing that, and most of the time that would work, but this particular day was not a day to be doing that. 9 out of 10 times it works, and this is just one of those times where it didn't. So I did grab calls again at 944. Now 944. I grabbed it right here at the top again. I don't know why. Not quite sure why I did that. Let me bring it down to the 3 minute and see if I see something different. $9.34. $9.44 right here. Oh, okay. I sold it into this pop, and it came back down. And I thought it was going to break out again and keep going. Be one of those days where it's just going to keep going, and it didn't. So I got out. I grabbed it right at the top, right at the 200 EMA, which the 200 EMA is not there on the 10 minute. But I sold into this. Then I kind of got FOMO'd a little bit, thinking that it was going to just keep raging like it did on Monday, on Thursday, and it didn't do that. So I just came back. Then I ended up buying SPX. Let me get back to the 10-minute because I don't use the 3-minute, and I can't really tell you what I did looking at the 3-minute because I don't look at the 3-minute. So yeah, I chased it right there again, thinking we were going to keep going after I sold. It started to look weak and pull back, and I just chased it again, but whatever. That was mistake number one, thinking that SPY was just going to have one of those days. But, you know, it just did on Thursday, just not this day. Then I ended up grabbing an SPX calls at 12:12. Where's 12:12? Right here. I grabbed SPX. Actually, well, the 438 calls I got were up here where I got at 92 cents, so that was a full loss. And I ended up grabbing the SPX 4370 calls right down here, $2.30. It started to look good, and I thought we were going to have this massive bounce. Because usually when we have these big long red candles, well, they're really not that long, but usually when you have these really nasty long candles, they like to buy it back up. And it started to get green right here, so I did grab it right here. It started to bounce a little bit, but then it just dumped. So I ended up stopping out at 230. I bought them at 230. I stopped at $1. Then I bought them again at 239. Right here. Oh, at 239, I bought puts. Oh, I remember why I bought puts at this point in time. Let me see, bring it back to the, there was something that I was looking at. Was it the daily? No, I don't remember. It was something I was looking at particular, and I was thinking that we might possibly have an algo dump, because just the way the ticker was looking, that time and sales was looking, that all the pops were getting sold into, and it was heavy selling, and I thought maybe that I don't ever think that we're gonna have some kind of crash. I never predict that, because the chances of you timing or knowing a crash before it happens is very, very, very slim. But back when we had when Fed Chair Powell took over the Fed, that the algos did an algo dump, and the time and sales was very, very weird, like it was happening here. And to me, it just, I don't know, it didn't look right. It was just so much heavy selling, but yet we didn't have any real panic drops. I mean, considering the amount of selling we had, we didn't really have any panic bars. So I thought maybe we might have a panic sell down here and end up just dumping to like 425, 420. Because we had that back a couple times in the past. One was when Powell took over the Fed and we had the COVID. We had those panic algo dumps, and to me, I felt like we were going to have it right here. And I normally don't try to anticipate that, but I don't know. I just had a gut feeling, and the time in sales just did not look right. It's hard to explain, but I took that and it went the other way. I mean, I should have bought calls is what I should have done. I should have continued trying to buy the dip here. I should have bought it right here, because if I bought the dip right here, this would have been a strong, nice win. This would have probably been a nice 500% win right there, but I don't know. I don't know what my deal was on Monday, but the thing I don't like about Monday was I didn't like it from the beginning, because we had such a huge gap down and we didn't have a recovery, and it just dropped more. It took me off guard, because we haven't seen days like this in a long time, and SPY doesn't usually drop this much, gap down this much and continue dropping unless there's well, obviously they had the catalyst was the Evergrande or whatever it was, but I didn't think it was going to be such a big deal. I mean, we've seen things that were bigger deals than this in the past, and SPY just ignores it. So SPY just likes to pick what it likes and what it doesn't like, and apparently it didn't like this, and then it ended up recovering. But Monday just was one of those days where I was just off my game. I had the wrong mentality. I was on the wrong side of it 99% of the, well, I shouldn't say 99, 80% of the time. That would have worked out buying the big gap down for a pop, because 90% of the time they would have had, 80% of the time I should say, there'd be a short squeeze, and this just wasn't it. So short squeeze was right here though at the end of the day. I should have timed that. I don't know. I just had a gut feeling about the algo. I'll stop rambling about that. But yeah, that was Monday. Then Tuesday I had Tuesday was a lot better day. Tuesday I had 5 wins. So I'm going in the week with 3 losses and 1 win. So I'm already down substantially on that. So, well, not substantially, but I'm down a little bit. So then I took Microsoft calls at 9:45 on Tuesday, which is right here. 9:45. It dropped down. I grabbed it right here. I grabbed the 135. The 300 calls at 135, and then popped to 173. I really thought we were going to break out right here. We did get over pre-market high right here. I really thought we were going to, well, this is pre-market high at like 4 a.m., but I was watching this area right here, the 296.50 area. When it popped through that, I thought for sure we were going to rip through this area right here, the 297.50, and retest the 298 or 300 area, but it didn't. So a quick little play right there. Then I had BA puts at let's see, I had BA puts at 9:59, which is right here. Let me make sure I got the right day. Yeah, popped up, came back down, and broke below these candles right here. Went for a gap fill, and I did grab the 202.50 puts at $1, and then went from $1 to $1.40. I was way outside the money. That's why they didn't really move that much. So yeah. Then I had Disney. Let's see. I had Disney puts at 10:51, which is right here, for a quick little scalp right there. I got the 177.50 puts at $1.18. It went to $1.37 right there. I was watching for the pop, and it came back down, and it stopped. It chopped right here. As soon as I broke this little area right here of 150, 180 actually, that's where I ended up grabbing it. And quick little play right there, not much, like not even 20 cents, close to 19 cents. Then it popped back up to VWAP, then it came back down, then it was making lower highs. It was a descending triangle right there. I grabbed it again at 126, which is right here. I grabbed it right here. They went from, I got it at $1.15, and they went from $1.15 to $7 and held all the pre. I ended up getting out right around here because I was just getting very, very annoyed with it. No, maybe I got out right before. It was right before the news I got. But I know some people in the room still had it, and I got messages saying that they got out like around 5 or 6, and they caught the news. So congrats to them. I didn't catch that. I just got impatient. I shouldn't have been impatient. The Monday just threw me off my game. So I was just like in and out a lot. So when I got it right here and it started to come back up, it started to go red on me, and it turned back green. I was like, okay, I'm out of this. I can't deal with another loss right now. And then 2 minutes later, they had that news, and it just dropped. I don't remember what the news was, but it did have news. But quite a few people in the room did catch that nice little nasty drop. So congrats to them. That was a nice 500% move if they held all the way through. Then I had, see, if you hold, you can't really just hold and hope for a big home run. Take your base hits, because you're not going to catch a home run, because if you try to hold for a home run, you're going to take more losses than you're actually going to make. So it's better to take base hits. Take your base hits, because the base hits add up really, really fast, especially if you're playing like SPX. I mean, you take 50 cents to $1, you take 10 contracts, that's an easy $500, $1,000 right there per play. And if you sit there and wait for that 500% move, you're going to take more losses than actually if you was able to get the full 500% move on Disney or whatever. Take your base hits. Don't get in and out. Don't wait for these big monster runs. You never know which one's going to be the monster, which one isn't. This was just Disney was just, news just dropped. Just circumstances happened. You got lucky, and if news didn't drop, it probably would have popped. Just because it's a descending triangle, it's a bearish pattern, doesn't mean it's going to drop. We've seen numerous times in the past where you have a bearish setup and it ends up popping on you, or you have a bullish setup and it just drops on you. So no pattern is 100%, but at this particular time, news was in your favor. So SPY was the last play on that. I grabbed SPY calls. Oops, I got blew up way too much. I got SPY calls at, let's see, 251, which is right here. Now I didn't grab it here. I saw this candle, I got a little worried. I saw it right in here. You're having a when tried to make lower day, and it couldn't make it, and it got back up. So I waited. I was thinking about grabbing it right here, but it didn't. I waited to grab it right here as it broke this area instead of this, because I was worried that if he did this, it was going to do that again, and I just rather have waited till it broke this area up here, the 434.70 area, and that's where I ended up grabbing it. So I grabbed the 438 calls at $1, and then went to $1.30. Now this was a non-expiration day, so I had to go a little out of the money because the prices was at 435, so I'm at $3 out of the money. Puts and calls on SPY and SPX were very expensive the first half of the week, so that was kind of put a damper on a lot of things. Now on Wednesday we had FOMC. I didn't trade at all till FOMC because usually 90% of the time FOMC, it's very, very, very choppy. It doesn't do anything at all, and this is one of those times where it just took off, and I was very surprised we had that volatility. And so I did take a few plays on SPX. The actual FOMC strangle was 44.30 calls, 43.50 puts. I bought the calls at 205. I bought the puts at 310. They needed to be over 515 one way in order to break even. So there wasn't much volatility. I thought there'd be more volatility than there was. So I did end up getting rid of the 44.30 calls at $4, and I was able to get rid of the puts at $1.40, so which is at $5.40 when you add them together. So I only made 35 cents on that. I didn't really make much. The play just didn't work out very well. I was expecting monster volatility because this was the big one. Because usually FOMC, there's only a few per year that give you obviously the minutes. Then you have future projections, and you have Powell speaking. Usually FOMC, you have Powell speaking sometimes, and just the actual statement. But a few times a year you get the projections, the future guidance, and sometimes that is the monster mover, and it just wasn't. I mean, I was expecting more taper talk. I was expecting more. The threat of interest rate hikes down the road are closer than anticipated and stuff like that. It just was not really that substantial of a move considering the amount of stuff that was going to be covered. So I was kind of bummed about that. But I did make a couple good calls that did end up doing pretty well. I did grab 43.80 puts at 232, which is right up here. Now, you usually have 3 moves on FOMC, and usually 2, but 2 to 3. You usually have the first one that happens at 2 o'clock, which is when the statement actually drops. Then you have, if Powell speaks at 2:30, then that's the second move around 2:30, 2:40. You get the second move. So this was move 1, move 2. Then usually right around 3 o'clock, you get another move, and that's what happened right here. So those FOMCs usually end up producing anywhere from 2 to 3 moves. If you can time it right, you know what to look for. They end up going in different directions. Now, let's just say if it dropped, it could have popped and dropped again, but it popped, dropped, and popped again. So actually, you could have had a 4th move right there, but I just decided to call it quits. But actually, I didn't get this move up. I got this move down. I didn't grab that. I should have grabbed that. But anyways, this was the first move. Then I got puts right here at 232. I got the 43.80 puts at 215, 215, and they went from 215 to $6 in that little dump right there. So that was a 150% move. Then it popped, and when it popped again, it rejected this area of the 4. We'll just say 4 39.70 area. And when it came back down right here, I grabbed the 433, the 40, blah, I can't speak today. The 43.95 puts. The first one was right here, was 43.80. Then when it came back up, I grabbed the 43.95 closer. I think they're actually at the money. And I got them at $1.65 and then went to $3.80. So that was a 100% win right there. So we got this for very hardly anything. Then we got this move. I should have grabbed that, but I didn't. But I grabbed this one. So we had a good play. So small little strangle and a couple good put plays on that. So that ended up working out really, really well on Wednesday. Then Thursday, I only played 2 plays. I got 442 calls at open. Now I was expecting, what did I say in the room on the 22nd? Was that the day? Not the 26th, 23rd. I put pre-market. I said SPY calls over 44.70, Facebook calls over 347, Microsoft calls over 350 cents. So 44.70 right here, which is where I was looking at, because this is where, I mean, obviously this is pre-market high, but I was looking at this area right here. I got over that. That's where I wanted it. That's where I grabbed it. I had the 442 calls, went from $1.30 to 343 if you held all the way through. So that was a nice 100% gainer on that. I ended up grabbing Facebook puts. No, not puts, calls on Thursday right here, the 23rd. Yeah, see, pre-market I said 247, and some people in the room actually got it at 237. See, I was already in SPY and this stuff, so I missed this, but many in the room did grab this 347 area, and they grabbed this pop. So congrats to them. That's why I put the ideas in the trade ideas channel. If I miss it, or for some reason I'm going to play, or something happens, just because I miss it doesn't mean you have to. And many in the room did not miss that. They grabbed that too, and good congrats to them. I did grab it right here. I grabbed the 355 calls at 74. I missed the initial pop here, but I did try to grab it right here. 355 calls at 74 cents at 12, 10.19, which is this candle. Well, right before, right in here. And I was expecting it to break over this. And if it did, it was probably going to end up trying to go in the money and fill the gap. And it just chopped and went down. So I was very annoyed with this kind of a play. I did try to hold it down here and then end up getting rid of it at like 31 cents. So, yeah, this was the day. I was expecting this to happen here, and it didn't. Of course, it happened Friday, and I missed it on Friday too. I know some people in the room caught it on Friday. Did I say anything about Friday? No, I didn't say anything about Friday. I did say Friday... pre-market, before market open, in the trade ideas room, SPY calls over 442 and Facebook puts under 341, which never got to 341. I kind of had like, it was still like in a bear flag right here, so I figured if it got underneath 341 right here, it was going to end up breaking below this hourly, but it's so oversold. I mean, I had the right idea. I just had the idea a day early, so I was expecting this to be here, and I just whatever. But I did grab SPY 442 calls again at open. I grabbed them at 9:31 right at open, and they went from $1.02 to 227. I was looking at it over this area right here, the 441. I said 442, which is right here. Sometimes I like to round up, but 442, I could see how I picked that right there, right here. But down here would have been good too, at 41.80, and that's where I ended up grabbing it. They went from $1.02 to 227. So then I ended up grabbing SPX calls at 1023. 1023. Oh, right here. I remember this. SPY has these days like right here where it will be very strong, have a red candle, and be very strong again, and then it will start to look weak and pull in the shorts, to trap the shorts, and then just squeeze more. It likes to show a red candle, show a sign of weakness, and just make a stronger move, like right here. Red weakness right here, make it look like it was going to come down, and you had a big strong move, and you had a little bit of weakness right here, and it's starting to come back up right here. And I thought for sure we were going to break this 440, 4350 area, and we were just going to retest Thursday's highs, but it didn't. It was a fake out. I ended up faking out and taking a loss on that, so I was very annoyed with that. Then Tesla, I also be worried about SPY. I didn't even look at Tesla, and I even said in the room that Tesla looked good. I think right here over to 753. I have to actually search the room to actually see what I actually said. Let's see. You see. Tesla looks good over 749, but not with Powell on deck. That's the reason why I didn't take it. If Powell wasn't speaking, I would have taken it. And I gotta stop doing that, because sometimes you see a good play and Powell has no effect. But I mean, it's also risky taking something when Powell's there. But I was looking at it right here, and I did not take it. I even said in the room, many people in the room did take it. Quite a few people in the room did take this, and they did really well on this. And I was going to take it. With Powell speaking at 10 o'clock, I was not going to take it, and I had serious regrets not taking it. But I'm glad that many in the room did take it, because they got it down here right below 750, and that was a nice monster play right there for that. So yeah, I said this at if you're a member of the room, you can see in the room. I said it Friday at 9:56, which is right here in this candle, because these are 10-minute candles. So I said it before it broke. Yeah, even if you chased it right here, that's still 750. That was a monster play right there. But I did grab puts because I was looking at the daily resistance. Let's see, right here, 765 area, and this is where it was pulling back, and that's what I was looking at on that. So I did grab Tesla's 755 puts at these ones grouped together, so I have to look at the timestamp in the room to see the actual time, because Discord likes to group it 10:59. Right here is where I grabbed it. Big wick candle. You get all massive daily resistance I just showed you on the other chart. They went from $1.67 to 183. Not much of a move, because I'm kind of puts it down here. So I was hoping to maybe go to VWAP, but it didn't. So it started to look green to pop back up, and I was like, okay, I dumped here and I got out in this candle. So that worked out pretty good. Then I had spot SPX calls at let's see. Oops, I want SPX. I don't want that because you can't see VWAP. Okay. Actually, you know what? I made a mistake. Before I had Tesla, I had 4420 puts on SPX at 1053. Make sure I get the right chart. Yeah, when I took the loss at 1023, which is right here, I take the right here. I took this drop right here, the 440.20, because it was breaking below these candles right here. I did grab puts right there, the 44.20 puts at 220, and they went from 220 to $3. Not much of a move at that. 50 cents. If you just focus on SPX as 50 cents to $1, you'll make a killing. Just, you know, a couple of plays a day, $1,000, $2,000 a day. I mean, that's good money, especially considering what the normal people make. I'm not talking about these people on Twitter that are making 6-7 figures. I don't care about those people. Just focus on you and what is actually achievable. And these 50 cents to $1 moves on smaller accounts and making a couple $1,000s a day is good money. So don't knock the couple $1,000s a day on these small moves, because they do add up pretty quickly. Now, if you're trying to hold for a monster move, you would have lost. and that's why you just get to focus on your base hits. So yeah, then I had the Tesla, which I already went through. Then I ended up grabbing the SPX puts again at 11:28. I'm all over the place on Fridays because my Twitter and my timestamps are different, but I did grab the 4420 puts again at 11:28, which is right here. Now pop back up, came back down below VWAP. I grabbed it again right there. I grabbed them this time for the second round at 210, and they went from 210 to 255. Not much of a little play right there, but another 45 cents right there. You would another 45 cents easy right there in that little drop. Then I ended up grabbing calls this time. This 4460 calls at 11:53, which is right here. Grabbed it, the push. I could have grabbed it down here, push through VWAP, but I was kind of thinking it might come down and retest the 200 even lower day, but it did bounce. I wanted to make sure it would get over the previous day close at 11:53, which is right here. I got the calls at $2.40, and they went from 240 to 340, so they went up $1 right there. So that, see, another dollar right there. I mean, these 50 cents to $1 moves are a dime a dozen. Doesn't take much of a move to get them, and you just focus on them. They add up pretty quickly. And I even said on Friday, yesterday, Scalp City today, and it was. Then I ended up grabbing 44.55 calls at 234. Which is right 234 right here. Right in here I grabbed it. These calls went from the 44.55 calls went from $1.70 to $8.60, over 400% move right there. Now I bought them right here, anticipating that we were going to get a breakout because we get an ascending triangle. It's flattening out right here at the 443.60 area. It's making higher lows, and you can see it's holding the 37 EMA, which is the white line, and you can see clear as day it's an ascending triangle. So I got it in anticipation of the break. Now if you bought it at the break, you would have probably ended up taking a loss. Well, not if you held up through here, but it was a quick little pop and drop. I'll blow it up a little more. A little too much for me. My eyes right here is good. Because if you waited for the breakout, this is the monster candle. You're going to buy it before the breakout, anticipating the breakout. Because look at this candle, this happened so fast. If I was to put that in a 1 minute candle, I bet you that happened really, really fast. Yeah, see, that's one candle right there. 443.60 to 443.80-ish. Yeah, so within a couple minutes, it went from, it made that pop. So you would have had to really chase that, and that is why I like to anticipate the breakout, and that this is what I did right there. Then it pulled back and it popped again. So yeah, 170 to 860 on that little move push right there. So that does wrap up the week. The week started out really rough. Made a couple of dumb decisions here and there, but that's part of trading. So hopefully this video has helped you understand what I'm doing. Sorry I rambled a lot and got off topic, and kind of when I was covering Friday's recaps, it just was all over the place. Hopefully I didn't confuse you, and if I did, I apologize. But that's going to do it for the video. Hope to see you in the room, and thank you for watching.